Well, Matt, I read you were born in Japan.
Yep.
Did you live there also?
I only lived there for about a year. I was born in Iwakuni, Japan. I don't know where that is. And I was only about a year. And then I moved straight to San Diego, then to Coral Springs, Florida, then to Arlington Heights, Illinois, then to Altamont Springs, Florida, where I live now.
Okay, so
all
you
over the
did
place.
not really experienced.
I didn't get to until later in life when we started touring over there. Yeah.
Did you, the first impressions when you came to America, that you can recall, is that still where you live now?
Yes. It's just what I've always known, so.
So for you it's not.
Yeah.
Not
But I mean, with the States, it's different from every single city you go to in every single state is different from one another. Like the way people live, the way people talk, the way it is.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. It's like the same way country to country in Europe, or the difference of city to city in a European country. It's city to city in between a state. So it's so diverse across the U.S., which is really interesting.
Because Florida has already produced a lot of big names in the metal scene.
Yeah, they've got, Tampa's got like the death metal scene from the early
Bay
90s.
Area and the whole thrash thing.
Yeah, and then Florida has a lot of boy bands, a lot of pop punk, a lot of ska.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you think in Florida has a big, or compared to other states, maybe a big music scene?
No, not these days. I mean, there's a couple metal bands occasionally, but it's kind of rare. I don't know. Nashville had the biggest music scene I've ever seen in the U.S., but it's all country.
Yeah.
All of it.
Okay.
But that's the biggest music scene I've seen in a state, and it's everywhere. Like everyone there was either a musician or a tech or a producer or a singer-songwriter. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, because do you think the place where you lived and grown up influenced the music you play now a little bit?
I mean, the death metal thing was going on in Tampa in like the mid-90s to late 90s, and I was like 8 years old when it was going on, so I didn't even get into metal until I was like 12. Like the Tampa death metal scene is something I started recognizing later at like 15 through 19 when I was really into extreme metal.
Yeah.
I really dig a lot. Like Death was our biggest influence out of Florida, and they weren't even from Tampa. They were from I think only like 10 minutes south of us. And we actually played we played a benefit show for Chuck Schuldiner when he was in the hospital, when we were still a local band even.
Okay. So that is not like there is not a special vibe going on that is.
Well, I mean, because Trivium's not a death metal band.
Yeah.
We're all fans of, like Corey and I are big fans of the death metal scene, Paulo as well. And but yeah, we've never really been inside of that necessarily, but we do dig the bands, but it's never been necessarily an influence on us. That's why it's cool that we can listen, we're fans of, which is always cool.
Okay, because you started already at a very young age to play in a band. Did you have like a musical teacher or some person as a mentor who?
A little bit.
pulled it up?
I took guitar lessons on and off for about a year from a really good guitar teacher, and aside from that, it was just a lot of screwing around, self-taught stuff, because I don't know any music theory. Corey knows music theory, but I don't know any of it, so I just kind of play by ear and just make things up as I go. So
it's pretty unique. Like you have already, most of you are already sing in the band since a young age. But it's pretty unique that, like, from such a young start, that the band sticks together, because most of people from in their teens, they develop in other ways, in other directions. Is there something, some sort of secret or thing that makes everyone focus and want to go in the same direction? What's your
I joined at 13, but we've had a lot of lineup changes when we're a local band, which everyone is a local band has lineup changes because no one really knows what they're doing at that age. But Travis and I have been in the band since the beginning. Actually, there was an original singer before me for just 2 weeks before the band started, so there wasn't any recordings or any live shows even. But we went through, on a local scale, 5 or 6 guitar players, 5 bass players, 2 singers, just the same drummer the whole time. But once we nailed it with Corey and Paulo, we've stuck through it, and I think we're very lucky that we've got 4 dudes that all have the same goals in life. That all, our goal is just to play music around the world and to play with people and just have a good time.
Where did you get them from?
Corey is from Maine, and he was in Florida going to Full Sail, a music school in Florida, and he was just he liked our band. Like he came out to see some of our local shows, and he was just a friend of ours. And I always thought he was a cool dude. I was like, man, this guy looks really metal. It's like, we should have him try out for our band. Because we were a 3-piece for several years. We were just a 3-piece. We just played, our old stuff then was just traditional thrash. And we decided to have him join us, and we started incorporating like multi-guitar parts. And then our bass player left, and then we had a couple bass players fill in for a couple tours and put an ad out. And then Paulo, he was in a local thrash band called Metal Militia from Fort Lauderdale. And then we had him try out for the band, and then he joined.
Okay.
So we were just, once we got that lineup happened in August of '04, I believe. Once we got those 4, that was it.